The following is a presentation of the Mat Talk Podcast Network.
You are now tuned in to the PA Power Podcast, featuring Jeff Upson and Eric Knopsnyder. PA Power Wrestling. PA Power Wrestling. Pennsylvania is wrestling.
Welcome into the PA Power Podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Upson, joined as always by my co-host, Eric Knopsnyder. And Eric, you're coming from us from CLARION University, where the Fargo pre-camp is going on, and you got a special guest with you. Is that right?
I do. The very talented and very tall Cole Urbas sitting alongside me here just after practice for the Fargo pre-camp. And how you doing, Cole?
Doing pretty good. I'm 6'4" to be exact.
Yeah, sitting next to me at 5'6", he looks just massive. So,
Cole, I can remember you were. I mean, you weren't 6'4" 2 years ago. You must have gotten. You just keep on hitting a growth spurt. It sounds like.
Yeah, just gotta keep eating. Keep growing. Never cut any weight. It's a good life.
So, Cole, you're coming in. You just finished up your junior year at State College. You were third as a sophomore. You were runner-up last year in the finals. And this is your first time really going out to Fargo, is it not?
Yeah, that's correct.
So what's it been like for you? What's the experience been like for you going to the Fargo pre-camp and just going out there? And have you done a lot of freestyle? I feel like you haven't done a ton of freestyle in your career, have you?
No, I haven't gone to a ton of freestyle tournaments. I've gone to the State College, PAWF, and the Northeast Regionals. But I do a lot of freestyle training at M2.
Now, is that a style that you like? Do you enjoy wrestling freestyle as opposed to folk style, or is it just something you just like wrestling in general?
They're both great. I never really looked into freestyle till recently, but I think the freestyle is really helping my folk style neutral. I can see that happening, and it's just it's cool to learn lots of different styles of wrestling, lots of different ways to fight.
And talk about your career thus far. So you kind of burst onto the scene. I always like to talk to you about your sophomore year. I can remember people asking me at States, who is this Cole Urbas guy from State College? And now you're going into your senior year. You're pretty well established. You're ranked number 4 in the nation by Flow. So that, obviously you're a big name now. How's it been for you adjusting to that kind of stardom and having your name out there on the national level? What's that been like for you?
It's nice to get recognition, but it's really just the same mindset. Just working on improving your wrestling, working on getting to the next level of competition. And that's what I've continued to focus on with my support from my parents and coaches.
Cole, you've been going through the recruiting process, obviously. Tell us what that's been like. How much did it pick up? And how many schools talked to you? What's the whole thing been like?
Well, I've been talking to a lot of schools. It was overwhelming at times. I was talking to Pitt, Cornell, Penn, Lehigh, NC State, just to name a few, and enjoyed talking to all the coaches and everyone along the way. My parents have been really supportive through that. Some very good academic schools there, so you must have some pretty good grades and test scores, I assume. Yeah, I try to stay focused in the classroom as well as on the mat.
What is it you're looking to study in college?
I'm looking to probably study business in college, possibly finance.
As far as the wrestling goes there, what did you see at these different programs that kind of stood out for you as far as your final pick goes?
No, different programs. I'm looking for programs that are on the uphill slope with supportive coaches and a group of team members where I feel like I'd fit in and we could create a culture.
All right. Well, without any further ado, you want to make your announcement as to where you're going to be going to school?
Yeah, I would. I am committed to continuing my wrestling and academic career at the University of Pennsylvania.
All right. Well, congratulations, Cole.
congratulations, Cole. You're going to be a Quaker in Philadelphia, and can you talk a little bit about the what set Penn apart for you and Coach Roger Reyna and Brian Pearsall, who's there with you right now? What was Penn? Why Penn?
It was really a no-brainer for me when you combine Coach Reyna's. He's proven himself and his ability to create NCAA champions, and he's a very good leader, leads positively. Coach Brenda and Coach Pearsall have been great mentors for me, and the academics at Penn, you can't beat them.
And now you've got Coach Pearsall here at camp with you, too. What's that like, having him here, a guy that you're going to be around for the next couple of years?
It's always fun. I got some teammates here, too, who have already committed, so I'm trying to, meet up with them more, practice with them, because I know I'll be training with them for the next couple of years.
And moving forward, Cole, obviously going into the senior year, the goal's got to be a state championship. But what before then, what's your goals out for Fargo? I mean, not a lot of guys go out there in the first try and find success. Are you nervous about going out to Fargo? Are you kind of excited about the opportunity?
I'm really just excited to wrestle the best match that I can wrestle, win or lose, just, stay focused on my technique and learn from the experience.
And Cole, talk about just going into your senior year, about winning that state championship. I know last year you fell a little short. What did you take away from that experience?
I'd say I took away stay focused, stay on your technique, stay offensive, and just it kept me motivated to come out next year, so I'm ready.
Best of luck out in Fargo, and we'll see you soon, okay? Well, Eric, I mean, that's pretty awesome. Cole Urbas from State College, a rising senior, going to be going to the University of Pennsylvania to compete for the Quakers. Pretty awesome experience for him.
Yeah, and it sounds like a lot to be excited about there with that program. The way things are really headed in the right direction for them, as you said. And, just great for Cole, a guy who is coming back for a senior year and already has things kind of lined up and looks like a really bright future ahead of him.
And I'm very curious to see how he does out in Fargo, considering he hasn't done a lot of freestyle, but he's obviously a really talented wrestler. So I'm sure that transition is going to be made pretty smoothly. So definitely looking forward to seeing how he does. In terms of preview, so we are going to be providing a podcast preview of Fargo. Eric, you'll be heading out to Fargo. I unfortunately will not be going out this year. Just this whole marriage thing. I mean, it's
a good thing Lauren doesn't listen to our podcast. You'd be in big trouble.
You know what? It's funny because I was on the phone the other night with Brian Pearsall, Coach Pearsall from Penn, and Lauren was sitting next to me, my fiance, and we were talking about Fargo. And I was like, yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to go. My fiance is having her bridal shower that weekend, and apparently I have to be there. And the look I got were just daggers. And as soon as I got off the phone, it was like, are you kidding me? Like,
yeah.
So, but yes, it's, and she was like, you can go, it's fine. I said, look, there'll be a lot more Fargos. There won't be many more bridal showers, I hope. So, it's okay. But Eric, we will be providing a pretty in-depth preview of all the action coming to your way from Fargo. And we got a ton of good interviews with some guys, Carter Strachey, to name a few, Doug Zapp and Coach Pearsall. So definitely looking forward to getting that out for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you said, we'll have so much Fargo content in the next week or so between the podcast. I hope to do some video once I get there to Fargo. Stories, all kinds of stuff coming at you.
And we're also going to touch on the Surge, right? We'll talk about the Surge, the tournament that we'll be running for the preseason coming up November 3rd and 4th at Pitt Johnstown. So definitely stay tuned for an in-depth look at the Surge, and definitely hoping to see some of these guys that are out in Fargo competing at UPJ next year in November for the Surge.
Yeah, I would imagine that we'll see a lot of that great Pennsylvania talent coming to the Surge. Have heard from so many guys that are excited about it, and want to take part in it. So can't wait to get a chance to talk about that as well.
Well, we'll talk more about that in Fargo in the next episode. Thanks again to Cole Urbas from State College, and congratulations to him on committing to the University of Pennsylvania. As always, you can stay tuned in to PAPowerWrestling.com for all your wrestling needs. Follow us on Twitter at PAPowerWrestle, and give us a like on Facebook. And we'll be coming back to you soon from Fargo.